podcast.
Man, we had a podcast already tonight.
I know. We've just been recording this whole
just
time.
Posted that, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. We didn't phone that in or
the
anything.
We'll try again next week.
Yeah. When Theo says. Welcome to the Rockhound Podcast, or the Rockcast Podhounds.
Podhound,
are this week. We are so happy that we have a very special guest on this evening. He is the host that has been a guest on the podcast more times than anyone else.
I like that wording of he is the host that has been the guest the most time.
It's the illustrious. Well, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am Theo, and I am missing the tropics.
Yes,
very
indeed.
much. You couldn't tell by my blush.
Yes, it looks like you brought a little bit of the tropics home with you, though.
I did. I take it everywhere with me.
That's fabulous. And I, of course, am Karen of Ozone Adventures on the snowy Oregon coast. It is totally tripping me out. I gotta start with a shout out to Oregon Coast Agates. He snowboarded the big dune in Pacific City and posted it on Instagram. That was so epic. Like, it's this huge dune and it was covered with snow, and there he is snowboarding at the beach. Like, that's crazy. Yeah.
I'm getting rid of my butterflies. They're distracting me.
I know that.
Oh gosh, how do I get rid of them?
Probably is so enamored with that look.
Oh no, I can't get rid of them.
So while he's trying to do that,
I got it.
There we go. All right,
I got it.
Put it flat free. We'll do some shouts really quick. And we've got a couple weeks to do, but I'm still gonna attempt to do this in like a totally speedy way. But we had Evan from Top Knot Concepts on, and it was incredible. His jewelry explosion was completely mind blowing. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, go check that out. Julie McKenna was vibing on the "It's Not Normal to Be Normal." Julie, Greg, and so many more were astounded by that palm or hand wrap. It was the hugest wrap you've ever seen, and it was done so well. Lisa was excited to meet new peeps and was making plans for a warehouse and torch for Evan's even larger sculptures that are wrapped. And watch out, folks, because Lisa plays a wicked foreman with projects. Ask Kyle. So it'll get done. Sandmaker was headed to New Mexico and then Texas for the all-you-can-eat chicken buffet. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, that seems like it's worth the trip to me.
He was happy about all the wire wrapping on the show and wish everyone happiness, safeness, and healthiness. Thanks, Randy. Tracy Arts and Tutorials asks where the idea for the V for Vendetta mask came from Evan. So, Evan, if you're listening, lay the answer in the comments if you would. Dustin was super stoked on the large wire wrap idea. So he was jumping in with the dragon ideas. I think Evan and he need to hang out in Lisa's warehouse. We'd also love to thank Paleo 101 for coming on the show last week. Lisa was especially stoked on Cam, all the paleontology. It was really a neat show, Theo. You're gonna want to.
I know. I'm bummed that I missed that one.
Me too. Yeah,
we'll have him come back for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So chock full of fossils. I was just like, no way, like the whole time. It was so good. And then she also dug Kurt's fossil plates, which were amazing. And then Kyle's Cookie Monster, which was, also fantastic.
Nom.
Yeah. Blind Squirrel Rocks dug it and miss Theo and I. Aww.
Well, we're back and we're alone. So here's your daily dose of weekly, monthly. How often do we do this? Just the two of us?
Yeah.
Here's your dose of Theo and Karen. Yeah. Here's your biennial dose of Karen and Theo.
We totally hijacked the show, you guys. The other guys have duct tape and they're in the closet. Ivan Lopez, Cynthia Foss, and y'all in the chat slinging hot riffs at each other. And our beloved is over there on the Discord, Discording all week long. You know we love you, and we're happy that you're joining us. So if you want to join us over there on the Discord, hit us up at the rockhoundroundtable@gmail.com and get the invite. While you're doing that, go ahead and send us your shows and tells, the pictures and the stories anyway. You don't have to actually send the rocks. We'll take
You could.
Yeah. We're not turning it down. To that same email, Addie, it's in the description if you didn't catch it, me blowing by it so quick. And now on with the show. So Kurt, how was your week? Oh, he's not here. Theo, the short story, because you get to be the guest. So like, how was your week real quick?
My week was busy, very busy, but I've been gone for like a month at this point, so we'll just say short busy. We'll talk about all this after our introduction, but yeah, the TLDR is busy.
I can only imagine, like, you have so many weeks to catch up with us on. So.
Yeah, I know.
Buckle down, everybody. Go get your extra food and drink now.
But all the stuff is aside, so I'm back.
All right.
Not just like back for tonight. I'm back for good.
He's double back.
Yes. I'm back twice.
So good to hear.
Which means I can spend more time behind this curtain. My favorite green curtain.
I mean, it's kind of a carrot and stick situation, because it means you get to stay back there, but I also am prone to bring way too many show and tells, so I just mean more work for you.
I'm shaking my fist right now.
Right. The laborer behind the curtain.
It's okay. We missed you.
I missed you guys too. It's been a while.
We did. And there's all those people out there with the sore chest from the aching hearts that missed you as well. So like I'll just do my week really quick, and then we'll get back into all Theo all the time. So we got out to Eastern Oregon during the week to go do some skiing a bit, well, snowboarding, and that's why I missed the show. And we hit the gold country too, that's out there, and that was a total surprise. I had not been out that way. It was incredible, gorgeous, and lots of rocks. So that'll be a bit of my shows and tells tonight. Just launched a new video about the faceting. Huge cliffhanger there. Like, what is she writing videos about these days? So go check that out. That was super fun. Working on jewelry orders as well. Lots of those coming in. And some of that's going to be on the show and tell as well. Enjoying the snowing heaps. Like, it is still snowing right now outside, and we had a blizzardy day. It was so surreal here at the coast. So that's pretty much what's going down over here. We're just completely discombobulated. We don't know what's going on. So with that, can you discombobulate us a little bit more and tell us all about your incredible however many weeks off to go get super duper tan with butterflies and whatnot?
Yeah. Speaking of cold, I think Montana was mad that I left for so long, because it's like blizzarding. It was -7 yesterday. It was awful.
Wow.
Came home from anyway. So
no half, no fury.
Yeah, pretty
angry
much.
State.
Pretty much. Especially Montana. It's the land of extremes.
Yeah, she's sensitive.
Yeah, pretty much. So I have been away for so long because I was going to Florida, and the reason I had to take time off before and after was because I needed to make videos for both channels. It was just very, very busy because I had to make videos for while I was gone on 2 channels. So all of my time was kind of wrapped up with projects. But speaking of projects, I can't remember. Was I here when I talked about the fact that I got a lathe?
I think so.
I can't remember.
Tell.
Oh, I got a lathe.
All time and space has morphed.
I know. It's like, I don't know.
I think you sent us the clip when you were gone. And
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so yeah. So on the second channel, I did a video on introducing the new lathe. And then last week, I made fishing lures on the lathe, and it was awesome because I took them down to Florida with me and used them, and they worked so well. They worked amazing, and it was so much fun.
Aw. Do you have a name for those lures? You know how like the hot shots and stuff like that? Like, what do you got?
This one I need to name because this is my own design. I broke the bill because I bounced it off a bridge, but it had a diving bill on the front, and it was just so perfect. These two are actually like known
You call him
designs.
Pinocchio.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, there you go. He's named. Actually, I called him the Happy Narwhal at one point because
Narwhal, yeah.
well, before I bent the string, he had just like this big horn coming out, so I called him a Happy Narwhal. But anyway, so these are actually a known, well-known, been around for a long time pattern called Torpedoes. And these are called poppers. So I can't name these two, but this is one I just made for my own headspace. So we could probably name this one.
Yeah.
And they worked. They worked very well. I have that video up on the second channel. Man, where do I even?
well, so Greg from the Discord actually has a question about have you got something against South Carolina? Why always Florida?
Florida, because we have family in Florida.
Okay.
So
inquiry minds needed to know.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be down to go to Carolinas for like tooth hunting and stuff. It's just Florida is base of operations.
You mean like fossil tooth hunting, right?
Yeah, fossil tooth hunting. Yeah. Just lurk around the dentist.
Yeah. In general. OSHA frowns.
Any teeth,
Wouldn't it be the CDC and not OSHA?
I think
probably would.
OSHA.
Would it be?
Yeah, I asked to have my wisdom teeth when they were extracted, and my dentist told me I couldn't have them because of OSHA.
That's stupid.
And then I found out that some other people had theirs, and I was like,
mine.
What are they, black market blue teeth or something at that point? I don't think that dentist liked me because he removed them like a country western dentist. Like he just put his foot up on the dental chair and just yanked. Not kidding.
That sounds horrendous.
Yeah, my dentist gave me mine, but they also had to sterilize me before they gave it to me, and they put it in like a special like sealed bag, so like there's no like contaminants just in case.
That sounds horrifying.
Sorry to tangent you.
I'm trying to think of what all I missed at the shop. I cut a bunch of rocks, got some really, really nice agates, including one insane iris agate. That video came out an undisclosed number of weeks ago at this point. I don't remember. It came out semi-recently. I also made wood inlay rings on the lathe.
Yeah, you did.
Using opal and gold tiger eye. Those were really cool.
So beautiful.
Yeah, they're fun to make. Especially with the lathe. You can do them on a drill, but the lathe makes it so much faster. And then we went to Florida, and I had all these grand plans of fishing and rock hunting and all this and that. And literally day number 2, I got a stomach bug and was literally bedridden for like 5 days. And then on day 6, we had scheduled ahead of time to go out with Derek. I went out for as long as I could. I wasn't really better yet, but I was feeling kind of better. And I pushed it as hard as I could. And yeah, my body eventually was like, we're done. So I had to leave early, which sucked so bad. And it laid me out for another day. But then I got better and everything got back on track. And we had to do things like no day of rest whatsoever because I had lost so much time. So we went out with Derek twice. Went out with Derek twice, and then we went out on our own a few times. So let's see. I have 2 things here from the first day. I did get some cool stuff. The place we went the day I was still sick was where I got I'm sure I've showed them on the show multiple times, but my big calcite crystal filled whelk.
Oh yeah.
And then that one that has like the ring of whelks on it.
And
the big clam with the giant like huge crystals in it. That's where we went. But after the hurricane that went through, the last hurricane that went through, it knocked a bunch of trees down. And that's a private site that we have permission to dig on. So before we could even get to the lair, it was literally like 2 hours of chainsawing that palm tree out, and then a bunch of digging because all of the dirt fell over the exposure. So before we even got to start rock hunting, it was seriously probably like 2.5 hours of work, just digging and cutting and moving material to get down to the stuff.
You
And
being feeble Theo too,
yes, like
right?
literally, yeah.
Oh, man.
Like I work for 5 seconds and I'm already winded. It's like
Oh.
stomach bugs are the worst for that. Like you get just worn out so fast. It's awful. Anyway, though, we did find some good stuff. I'm kind of happy at the same time. Like it sucked because I was having fun. It was just nice being out, and I love hanging out with Derek. So I was trying to like push onward as much as possible. It's like maybe maybe that next little chunk we remove will have that clam that we're waiting for. But no, I eventually had to say this isn't working and go home. But I'm kind of happy I did because they stayed. We had to leave at 4 regardless. They didn't find another clam until 6.
Oh my gosh.
So there was a total of 3 clams and 1 whelk found all day. We got there at like 10, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was very slow.
That's a good story because I think a lot of people, they see some of these spoils, like the highlight reel, even just on the video, and they have no idea how much torturous work it took.
Oh my gosh.
Or how long it took before even, a few superstars that were filmable show up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's that spot especially. You can dig all day and not find anything. Like of course, the spot where we were finding all the really good stuff is where there's now a giant, like probably weighs 2,000-pound root system from the pine tree. So we had to dig on either side of it, but that meant that we had to dig all the way from the outermost part of the creek all the way down to the exposure. So yeah, it's going to take some work to get back to it.
Like feet and feet?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was like probably 5 feet up.
Ooh. Man,
5 or 6 feet up. Yeah, it was rough. Luckily, the host rock is just like coquina, so you just take buckets of water and keep pouring it on it, and that softens the material so it breaks up easily. And it's literally just loose dirt on top of that, so it's not exactly hard, but it was more the quantity of material that we had to move that it was just like before we could even get down to the rocks, I was already exhausted. But we did find some good stuff. So this right here is a olive shell.
Wow.
Hard to tell, but this thing
it looks like it's deep fried.
Calcified. Doesn't it? Yeah, it's better.
It's a tempura.
Here, 1 second. I want to see if my phone will cooperate. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. See how calcified that is? I'm trying to. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Nope, don't blind yet. Don't just stay there. Completely replaced with calcite. I've actually cut a few of these open, and yeah, they're just filled in with crystals.
Wow.
I didn't find a clam that day. Well, I found one little one, but it didn't have crystals. It just was like filled in with calcite. But I did find this, which is freaking awesome, and I love it so much. It's a really oddball find. So this is a fossilized worm shell cluster.
Oh my gosh.
Just gigantic worm shell cluster.
That is. And it's fossilized.
And it has a druzy layer of calcite over the whole thing. I don't know if it's glittering or not on screen.
It actually is. I wasn't sure if that was like a camera trick,
No, it literally is just like covered in little tiny druzy calcite. And each one of these little tubes, I know the zoom's probably not going to show, but each one of those tubes has calcite crystals all the way down. Like they're all crystal bugs. And there's a big old crystal pocket right there.
Oh yeah.
Some really nice crystals. So I didn't find any clams or whelks, but I'm honestly really, really happy about this thing because that's a really oddball find.
Yeah, is that very unique? Like not found very sweet.
Yeah, it's super, super uncommon. We find them in the lair a lot, but they're actually just replaced with mud. Like it's weird. Fun. It'll be like a perfect like coral shape or a perfect worm shell cluster, but the moment you touch it, it's literally just mud inside of the lair. Like it's not actually solidified in any way. So finding one that was actually like fully petrified was awesome.
Wow.
And that is pretty much the bulk of what I found there. I did not really find very much at all, but it was still worth it and it was fun. Sorry, I got dust everywhere now. Trying to get it off my laptop before bad things happen. That
Everything
brings
gets
us
a fine
to
coat of silicates. Like,
pretty
yeah,
much, yeah,
just
pretty much. After that, I think it was like 3 days later, we went to Universal, which was a lot of fun. I don't have any show and tells for that. I guess I can throw up I'll make Alexa send me pictures because I was kind of a troll to everyone around me all day at Universal. I photobombed like 7 strangers, and I'm so proud of that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'll find the most accurate depiction of how I was all day at Universal from Alexis, and we'll throw it up right here.
You were having your kind of fun.
I was, yeah.
It says Universal. That means me too.
Exactly. So that was a lot of fun. That made up a lot for the horror of being stuck in bed like the whole trip. But then we made up for not finding like really anything on the first day when we went out the next time, which was with Derek the Rockmaster, Wild Kyle, Paleo Chris, and Bree. And that was a lot of fun.
Wow.
That video came out last week. That was a blast. We went and did some pleistocene hunting for some awesome fossils. I have a giant a lot of them with me right now, actually. So we're going to be doing a lot of fossil show and tell right now, but that was so much fun. So Derek and Bree would go dive down and get a bunch of gravel and bring it back up for me, Chris, and Kyle to sift through. So they were pretty much supplying material all day long, but I mean, we were finding some phenomenal bones. Look at how shiny that thing is.
No way.
Isn't that cool?
That's unreal. That's like such a perfect specimen of a bone. It
really is. Isn't it amazing?
It's like fake, It's
nice and hollow. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, and the way that sheen that it has makes it look extra fake.
Yeah, if I saw that at Gem Show or something, I'd be like, yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't buy it. Yeah, exactly. The funny thing too is there's only one other one of these fossils that I brought with me that has the sheen like this. I don't know what made this one get so shiny, but it is so shiny and beautiful.
It really is. Do you know what it is?
Deer, white-tailed deer. I don't remember what bone it is. I feel like Chris told me. I don't remember though, but I do remember that he said it was white-tailed deer.
Oh, wow.
Pretty awesome.
That's
Speaking
so cool.
of, here's another.
He's so knowledgeable. Good Lord.
It's insane. Like you watch his videos and you think he's smart. It's like in person, it's insane. You show him any bone fragment and he's like, yeah, that's such and such from such and such. And he doesn't like usually just say like deer. He'll like use the species name. Wow. So it's like, man, it's like, seriously.
Encyclopedic.
Yeah, exactly. Those guys are a blast to be around, but they know their stuff. It is amazing to see them out in the field. Like they are very, very smart. So here's another example. This is a similar kind of bone, also deer. But you can see the difference in sheen.
Oh, yeah.
This is what the rest look like. Like a little bit of light gloss, but nothing like, I don't know why this one has so much sheen to it. It's so cool. This right here, I thought it was very awesome. Want to guess what this came from?
Moose.
It looks like it like off. Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Like some kind of a caribou or something like that.
So not so much moose, but think large even-toed ungulate.
Camel.
Yep.
I was thinking like that looked like the beginning of where the toes come down. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Wow.
I was showing this to people and they were like, wait, we had camels in the US? I was like, yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Camels were native in the US for a very long time.
We had like hippos and all kinds of things that aren't here now.
All sorts of stuff.
How cool that you found that. That's rad.
I know. I love this. It's so awesome.
Yeah. I would be like, walking it around like the kitchen.
Yeah, pretty much. This is really cool just because of how modern it looks. That is the base of an antler.
Oh, wow.
Pleistocene, but you can see from that bottom texture, like it just looks perfect. It's so nice. We found actually a lot of pieces of antler. So my new life goal is to find a complete fossil antler. Let's see, what should we do next? Let's show these.
Wait for the sheds to happen, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I have a question. See if I can hold these up without them falling over. How are we going to do this? Sorry. All right. Oh, no. We're going to do this. I have to figure out how I can keep them from falling.
How to get rid of gravity for a little bit.
Yeah. How do we just turn off gravity for a second? Dang it. How do we do this? Okay. We're going to get crafty. Kyle, you may want to cut this out because this is just dead air.
No, we missed you so much. We're gonna leave.
We're just gonna 20 minutes.
We don't care. Struggling. Yeah, any Theo content is good.
Okay,
content.
There we go. That was crafty.
Nice display.
What do these? Oh, now I've got to do this because there's glare. What do these 4 fossils have in common?
They're all part of plates of some kind of like a turtle or something.
They are
like that.
all from turtle. They're all
no
turtle
way.
Scoots. Yes.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna go through one by one. Chris
Did
told
I
me
just
this,
take all the wind out of that?
No, I thought it was on. No, yeah.
Okay.
If you look close, you can tell that is the edge of a turtle shell.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, if you look close, you can tell they're turtle. But yeah, it's amazing how different they look. Chris told me that
it was your presentation that actually gave it away.
It was I put it in. Yeah,
it was
exactly.
Perfect. Yeah.
The extra time was worth it. So one really cool thing about the turtle shells is they're the scutes. Sorry, scute. They are actually.
Is it Scandinavian? Like you gotta say it special.
It's actually. I was mind blown to learn this. It is not scoot. It is scute.
Cute.
Scute. Yeah.
It's cute and precious.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why that made me laugh so hard, but yeah, the correct pronunciation is scute. Anyway,
right.
So one thing Chris told me that was kind of mind blowing to me was that turtle shell scutes, sorry, are diagnostic.
They're I thought you said agnostic.
They're agnostic. They just don't know what they believe.
Yeah, keep on. They're diagnostic.
So yeah, they're diagnostic. So I don't know what species specifically, but this is your run-of-the-mill turtle. In my video I called them garden variety turtles. And then this one right here, see all that crazy lumpy texture?
Yes.
This is from a soft shell turtle.
Oh wow! Like he's got bathtub fingers.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow,
and then
that is cool.
This is even cooler. So this is called a neural scoot, and this is on the turtle shell. On the turtle shell, they have a straight line of scoots right down the center, and then these curved pieces will come off of that center line. So the center line scutes are actually along the spine. You can actually see that is where the spine would connect to the shell. And then all of the other scutes radiate off of that center line. And then lastly, this little one right here is from a musk turtle, which are just little guys. They're like...
Yeah, that's really different.
They're like about this big. They're little turtles. Very, very cool. I brought some... I love finding the turtle shells. So I brought some pieces of outer shell. That's part of the outer shell right there.
Oh yeah, you with the lighting you can see the cool texture there. That's neat.
Yeah, I brought a couple of those just because I love them. They make me happy. Those outer shell pieces. Wow. This is actually an edge of the shell as well. Doesn't look like it when you first bring it up, but then you hold it on its side. You can see the actual inside of the shell right there. And then there's the bottom shell. So this is literally like one of the corners of the shell, which is really cool. I have another one right here. Same thing. So cool. So by start stocking up on some duct tape, I can just start building my own turtle.
That might be for the other channel.
Yeah, exactly. Got some actually really nice big chunks of turtle shell as well.
Wow.
That was super cool. One of the things that I was most excited to find, it's so funny because I've had a vertebrate permit in Florida for like 3 years now. Wanted to do the pleistocene stuff for so very long because it's just so much fun. Finally got out there to do it. And some of my favorite things that I found the whole time was petrified wood.
I'll be darned. Yeah.
Petrified wood lovers, prepare yourselves. You're not ready. We found not just petrified wood, we found petrified sticks.
Oh no, that's so cool.
The preservation
Wow.
is insane. That's
I want
bark
one.
still on it. I'll send you one, Kyle.
It's
It's perfect. Like,
That
seriously,
is.
look at some of these sticks.
That's fantastic.
It's amazing. I need
Wow.
to clean them more still. Derek put his in some citric acid, and all of the tannin staining came out to bring them back to their natural color. And there's like kind of no way you'd know that they weren't just sticks unless you like, I don't know if you can hear
Yeah.
this.
What you're supposed to do is put it in your mouth and yeah.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Jared just like had a serious shudder. Um, wow. Wow, look at the detail on that.
Is that not amazing? Got their rings in it still.
Do you
Like
know
these.
what they're permineralized with?
I don't. Derek told me, and I don't remember. I'm sure I could surf through my messages and see if I can find it after the show, and I'll
polish the
send it.
nubs.
That's what I was thinking of, polishing the end zone one. I have a bunch.
Do it.
We got a bunch of them. I think it would be cool, but they're so amazing.
We got a heckler in the house, man.
Yeah, you're right. Loves a nut on this one.
The mic's on. They can hear you.
Oh, we have two hecklers in the house.
There's multiple hecklers. Nice.
Amy's.
When did we?
Hey. Hey, Meg.
Then we got this one.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I just grabbed a handful. I did not like actually pick out. They're just all like this.
How still does everything have to stay for them to be in such perfect condition and so small?
Well, actually, I don't know how they erode initially. Chris was saying that a lot of the stuff that you find in the rivers is from sinkholes, and then the river will spread to that sinkhole, and then eventually they get spread out because of the river. But after going on several rivers in my time in Florida, one thing I've noticed is that it's a river, but because you're pretty much at 12 feet above sea level, there's not really much flow. So like, yes, you're walking up to a river, but it's glass calm on the surface. There's a current, but not really very much at all. So not really enough to be tumbling stuff downstream, just enough to move sediment off the top layer, which exposes stuff.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So it makes a perfect sense. And the description really seems like an accurate, assessment of why they don't get beat up.
Yeah, unlike the Yellowstone, where everything is a sphere by the end of the time you find it.
Yeah, and you're not finding like little guys like that. Everything gets macerated. Yeah,
exactly. So I think a mixture of the fact that there's just not much currents and the fact that, there's not much turbulence, I guess is the word I was looking for. The water is very slow moving in most places.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That
it's
very
so cool.
And you said that you were finding those while you were supposed to be finding other things.
We were finding those alongside the other things.
I see.
Like we found, let's see, where is it? Some of these turtle shell pieces I found in the same screen with some of those sticks.
The
second spot we went to, we were finding pleistocene stuff and sticks all in one spot.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Like the turtles and the petrified wood at the same time. It was so cool. I would have been so annoyingly squealy.
Well, there is one find that was in the exact same spot that I'll talk about it right now. Why not? In the same screen that we were finding those sticks, I found this.
Oh, yeah.
This is Auriculitis, which is the basically grandfather to the megalodon. So the megalodon's predecessor would have been Angus Titan, and then the one before that would be this right here, which is Auriculitis. This is Eocene.
That's a beautiful color too.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Nice.
It's so nice. I'm sad the root's gone, but it's got such a nice sheen.
Don't be sad. There's no sad.
Yeah. It's so nice and so serrated. We all squealed like little schoolgirls because Chris dumped out the last of that bucket, and so the diving weights from Derek's bag or his diving belt fell onto the screen, And Chris pulled one of the bags off just to move it, and it was just sitting there right on top of the screen, and literally all of us were just like, "Oh!"
Not a plant,
Just
right?
lost our mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, oh my gosh, freaked out. You can hear all of us squeal if you go watch that video. This
Oh
is
my God.
one that I'm really, really happy about because I don't have one. I have almost all of the other shark teeth in Florida except this little guy right here. This is a mackerel shark.
Oh wow.
Really, really cool.
And that looks in very good condition.
Yes, this one is in really, really good shape. It's missing its little cusps, but other than that, it's in really good shape.
Nice.
Again, this is Eocene. So it was cool. So we were finding some shark teeth and some shells and some echinoids. And that layer is all Eocene. And then it's just kind of intermingled with all of the pleistocene stuff. So you're finding stuff that's like significantly older than all the other stuff. Let me see.
So cool. What a cool spot
Yeah.
that is.
It's amazing.
Oh.
It was way too much fun, and I cannot wait to go back. One thing we found a bunch of were fossil gator teeth.
Oh no, of course.
Cool.
Pleistocene gator teeth. And look at that sheen. Isn't that just amazing?
That is so cool.
They
And
have
that
really weird roots. They're just
yeah.
conical.
You just gotta wonder how big that guy was. You know?
Pretty big.
Yeah.
That would have been a big one. Because
I don't
this
want to
is the
be
more-
dancing with that mouth.
yeah, pretty much. Because here's what this big one that I just showed. This right here is the more average size.
Oh, wow.
So this was a big boy. That was a big boy for sure. But actually, I'm kind of equally excited about this one. I need to stabilize it so it doesn't crumble. But I also found this.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a modern gator tooth.
Oh.
That is still a gator tooth, but that's a modern gator tooth.
Oh my gosh, that looks like a candy corn.
Doesn't it?
It kind of does.
It's so cool. Derek told me that in honor of finding it, I have to turn it into a necklace. I'm like, I'd happily sport a gator tooth necklace.
You're gonna come on next, like with what was the dude in Australia?
Oh my gosh. Oh, what is his name?
Crocodile Dundee.
Yes,
Crocodile
thank you.
Dundee.
Everybody's
Yeah.
shouting at their TV. Like, you guys. Yeah, I can just see
That was
you
gonna
with
make me
like
so
this
mad.
killer, like
Yeah, just filled with teeth. Yeah. Well, if I do, I'd have to include this. This is a giant beaver tooth.
Oh wow. That's like dead
they
center.
Isn't that cool? Yeah, that's one of the
Yeah.
incisors.
Wow.
So one cool thing about beaver teeth, I'm sure you've all seen a beaver tooth, is they're bright orange.
yeah.
They're bright orange because they have very, very high iron content, which is what allows them to bite through stuff that they really shouldn't be able to.
Right? It's so trippy finding like a contemporary skull from a beaver
Mhm.
because of those. Like you're like,
Yeah.
whoa, you know,
Yeah.
super drastically different color.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought it was awesome that this Pleistocene giant beaver tooth still was orange after all this time.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And they said that the beaver teeth are kind of common, but the giant beaver teeth are very uncommon. So I was really happy to have this little one right here. This
How
is
giant
really
is
cool.
giant?
Like dog sized, like bigger.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
fairly large, if I'm remembering correctly. This is really cool, and I'm sure a lot of people did not know that these used to roam North America. This is the canine from a peccary.
Oh wow. Wow.
For those of you that don't know what a peccary is, it's a crazy looking pig thing.
They have them in Arizona still.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say
We
I
used to
knew
get
they were in
charged
South
by them.
America. Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they were still in. Okay. Kyle, cut that out. I look stupid now. Editor. No, I'm kidding. I look stupid plenty on my own, so it's fine. I do enough of that
We're
every
not
day.
worried.
Yeah. This is cool. This is a tapir tooth.
Oh, whoa. Oh,
This one
that's
had
cool.
amazing color. Unfortunately, it got broken in half. This would actually have another 2 points like this on the other side,
Oh, wow.
but it has such nice color. It's all good.
Yeah,
Looks
that's
so
really
nice.
neat.
Okay, so this one is a white-tailed deer tooth, fossil Pleistocene white-tailed deer tooth, and they're so
Wow.
itty bitty.
Yeah.
Because we find mule deer teeth in Montana all the time. Not fossil, but like modern mule deer teeth. They're like exponentially larger than this little tiny thing.
That is so cool.
So these next ones are exciting. They're really cool. We actually found a bunch of these. They're manatee teeth.
Wow.
Manatee teeth are awesome.
That's wild.
I started singing. I forgot I was not muted.
So manatee are very unique because they actually have a tooth system that's like a conveyor. So their teeth will start up back here, and as their front teeth wear down, it'll just fall out and then it'll just grow forward. And that just kind of continues throughout their whole life. So what we have right here
That's
is
a great
standard
system. Why don't we have that?
Yeah, right? We should. So
Yeah.
this is a standard worn tooth. We actually found one that is so cool. This is a freshly slotted, unworn tooth.
Oh, wow.
Do you see how pointy that one is?
Oh, yeah.
So after this one like moves forward in the conveyor, it will wear down and eventually these two teeth will look the same.
Wow.
So this was what we were finding all day. So having an example of like a fresh tooth, what a brand new manatee tooth would look like, is really, really cool. Then we got
great
this.
comparo.
Found a bunch of these. Love these. These made me so happy. This is actually it's either the pectoral or dorsal spine from a catfish.
Wow.
Which is way too cool.
Yeah.
They were in great condition. Nice, really, really nice. Speaking of gator, it's funny when we went out, these are like not anything to get too excited about, but I told Derek that this was like one of the things I really wanted to find that day. That is an alligator scute.
Oh, yes. Oh, very
I love
cool.
these things. They're so
Yes.
cool. And I found two. The other one was a gar scale, but I forgot to bring it. My bad. This is a scute from a giant armadillo.
Oh, wow. Cool.
So those had like a giant, like, half dome shell comprised of these little things all over their bodies. So there would be like hundreds of these over one body. This is really cool. Again, speaking of gator, this is actually a piece of gator skull.
Oh, wow.
Which is awesome. Really, really cool.
Fascinating.
This is equally exciting. This is the jaw of a rodent. Chris said probably rabbit or muskrat.
Wow.
1 second. Sorry. Anyway, the jaw from a muskrat or a rabbit. And the really cool thing is part of its incisor is actually still in there.
Oh, wow.
That little white thing is actually part of the incisor.
So he could have been like a saber-toothed muskrat.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
I hope he was, frankly. So this is one of my favorite finds all day just because it looks so cool.
Wow.
Holding it upside down.
Yeah, it does.
So this would be one of the base vertebrae, like the coccyx for a deer.
Ooh, yeah.
Which is really, really cool. That was one of my favorites. This is a giant tortoise vertebra.
Oh, wow.
Really big tortoise vertebra.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
We found a bunch of really little ones, but yeah, this one was exponentially larger than all the other ones. So cool. Then these are awesome. These are bird bones. And you can tell they're bird bones because they weigh nothing, but also look how hollow that is.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? Chris said this would probably be from like a turkey or something.
Wow. Yeah, those are less likely to be found, right? Because they're more fragile. That is a neat find.
We actually found a bunch, and Chris was commenting on the fact that it was like, wow, we usually don't see this many bird bones. Speaking of, this is another one. And you can see we didn't really find any complete ones because they're so hollow, they break very easily. I mean, those things are like paper thin.
Wow.
But this one had the joint, the knuckle there still perfectly intact, which I thought was pretty awesome. Speaking of bones that are cool, if I could grab any of these, and that would apply. Anyway, this is from an alligator.
Wow.
See that ball joint right there? That's so cool.
Yeah.
I can't remember where this would have gone. I just remember them saying alligator.
Put your guess in the comments, you guys.
Yeah.
What part?
Yeah. I thought, actually, here, I'll show this first because that'll make sense more. This is the toe bone of a white-tailed deer. Oh, I guess this one has sheen like that other one does too.
Yeah.
White-tailed
cool.
deer toe bone. So,
Nice.
again, toe bone. When I found this, I thought toe bone because we actually found a bunch of those. And nope, it is not toe bone. Hazard any guess as to what this is?
Yeah. I'm drawing blanks.
This is this is a reptile tail vertebra.
Oh, wow. That is so cool.
Isn't that cool? It's got like
Yeah.
the shark
Little
fin on
fin.
the top. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah. Oh, I should have put these two together, actually. I regret doing. Oh my gosh.
Something.
How am I just now seeing this?
Something just happened.
Okay, so whitetail deer toe bone. This is a whitetail deer hoof core.
Oh, wow.
So you've got the toe bone and the hoof core.
Yeah.
Those slot together like right there.
Like beans and
How
rice.
cool is that? Yeah, that's so awesome. Oh, I'm off. There we go. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
very
so cool.
He's working on the
Discovery is on
articulated deer, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna build my own deer too. So this is awesome. This might be one of the best finds all day. And I'm gonna say again, hazard a guess at what this belongs to. It's really a good thing you didn't watch that video yet, because you could have just been like, well, yeah, it's this because you said it was.
Oh, that's such a trippy kind of ball socket thing.
Isn't it weird?
Crazy. Yeah.
So this is the phalange from a giant sloth.
Whoa. Oh man, that is cool. Look at how big that is.
Yeah, that's phalange. So here's my hand to give you an idea. Actually, no, that's phalange. That would be up here. That'd be the tipmost. And then I'm holding it backwards, I think. Yeah. So the giant claw would actually attach right in here.
Oh my gosh.
That slot right there. And Derek, the week before I got down, he found claw sheath for a giant sloth in one of the same area that we were at. So that's really, really cool.
Yeah, that is a cool bone.
Isn't that awesome? Okay, so that kind of ties us into the next spot, which was the next time we went out. I was not expecting to find anything. I wasn't actually rock hunting. I was shelling. I wanted to go find some shells, and we were just fishing. So we got off on some islands to do some shelling. And, well, here, I'll show the shells first. So these islands are awesome. So they're saltwater. It's a saltwater inshore scenario. And they dredged the channel so that boats can move from inshore to offshore. So there's a dredge channel. They're flats. It's like this 50-mile long inlet area, but it's also like you could be out in the middle of it and it's only like 6 feet deep. It's crazy. The flats are really, really cool.
That is
so they
weird.
dig the channel so that the bigger boats can, and like the yachts and stuff, can actually come inshore. But because of that, they push a bunch of material of bedrock over into little piles that are called spoils. And those spoils eventually just get, covered in sand, and grass and stuff grows, and there are trees and mangroves start sprouting up, and then you have an island. So they're called spoils islands. And when we were out fishing, we go stop on the spoils islands because they're really good for shells, because they collect shells, because a lot of gastropods like, living around those environments. So it's a really cool place because you can find really nice big modern shells. But the coolest part about that area is 2 of those bedrock that they moved was a pleistocene layer and a Miocene layer. A Pleistocene land animal layer and a Miocene aquatic layer. So on the same spot, you're finding modern shells and fossil shells.
Ooh, look
all
at
in the same
that
island.
big daddy. Oh my
Isn't
gosh.
that awesome? This one's super mineralized. The cool thing about this is it probably eroded out of the coquina offshore and then got like washed onto shore. Coolest part about it is that is a fossil shell covered in modern shells. And I love it so much. All those modern barnacles. Oh, actually here. Where is it? I remember one of these had some on it. Okay, so you see these little stringy things right here?
Oh yeah.
That's a worm shell. So sometimes those form into like a big plate and then they'll break off of the shells. That's what this is.
That is so cool.
So these little stringy things right there, this is the same thing.
But
really,
en
really
masse.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But like a lot. So on top of the modern shells and Pleistocene fossil shells, there's also something else there that I forget about every time, and it makes me equally excited every time, and that is the Pleistocene fossils.
Oof.
This is a horse tooth.
Oh my gosh,
and
it's ginormous.
Yeah, the coolest thing about that area, Derek has told me that Pleistocene fossils that still have host rock attached are very, very uncommon. So seeing that is just really, really, really cool. Those are unique specimens. Like usually, your job as a fossil prepper is to remove as much of the host rock as you can. These have way more value because they still have that host rock attached. Because,
That's
I almost forgot to show this one.
Yeah.
I almost forgot to show this one. This is a horse tooth we found at the other spot.
Wow. Nice.
Isn't
That's
that cool?
a really good one.
So this is how most of or all of the fossils you'll find in the, most of the Pleistocene layers are. So seeing them like this, where they still have chunks of matrix attached, is really, really uncommon. So I actually am going to be keeping all of those on. This one is bison. This is a bison tooth. Love, 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 love that thing. You thought this horse tooth was big. What about this horse tooth?
Ooh, wow.
We
got like a Budweiser first there.
It's in such good shape too. Wow. Like that enamel is all just perfect. And it doesn't have a whole lot of host rock on it, but just enough to where it just makes for a really, really cool specimen. The roots are still perfect. Like this is an awesome little fossil right here. I love this thing.
Yeah.
I need to message Derek and find out what bone this is because I made a discovery as I was grabbing stuff to come over to do the show. So we've got this bone from the first day. You can tell because of how dark it is that that's from the other stuff. Like, I don't know why, but almost all of those fossils are really, really dark from that other Pleistocene layer. Well, while I was out on the islands, I found, wait, one sec, this.
Oh, wow.
They're the same bone, but I don't know what they go to. It looks like a digit of some kind.
Yeah.
But this one is much larger. The fact that it's as hollow as it is makes me think mammoth or mastodon. So I remember them telling me that mammoth and mastodon is extremely porous.
Yeah.
To see even this one is not as porous as the other one is. This one is just a really open weave. And because the reason they're so porous is because if they had solid bones, they literally wouldn't be able to tow their own body. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was excited about that one. Again, nice fossil specimen with some matrix attached.
Fantastic.
This one is exciting. Derek even was excited about this one, and he's seen it all. So that you found something really cool when Derek is like, "Whoa!"
Oh wow! What have we got?
Bison tooth, completely embedded in matrix.
Oh,
so
wow.
Where did I put it? There it is.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Oh, that thing is in good shape too, it looks.
Yeah, there is most of that tooth is in matrix still. So my plan is to excavate it, not extract, but excavate it. So I just have a nice tooth poking out of its host rock.
Heck yeah.
So cool. That brings me to what I think, honestly, it's so funny compared to all the other, I feel like most people probably won't understand why I love this thing so much. This is probably my favorite find from the whole trip, and we found it that day. So every time we go out and we're finding the turtle shells, you're finding this mostly. They're just individual scutes. Like the vast majority are just going to be individual pieces of scute. Like sometimes you'll find some very rarely that have like two attached, but it's usually it. It's usually individual pieces. Well, while I was out on that island, I found this.
Oh, wow.
That is a
Ooh.
perfectly intact bottom shell plastron from a musk turtle.
Yeah.
It is a perfect
Awesome.
plastron
Wow.
with host rock attached. You can actually see how it's curving back up on both sides.
That is so
Right,
gleeful.
right here on this little edge right here, and also right here. You can actually see that's where the upper shell would have fused together.
Wow.
So that's literally, other than the damage up front, that's a full bottom shell of a turtle.
Wow.
It's so cool. Also, Chris found this while we were out and gave it to me. This is the skull of a musk turtle, modern. So this is the skull of a musk turtle. So you can really see if I, how are we going to do this? If I put these together, you can see how, oh, backwards. You can see how those would go together.
Yeah.
Like perfectly sized for a musk turtle. It's so cool. I don't know why this one made me so excited, but that is like legit, I think, my favorite find from the whole trip.
Oh, that is
Full bottom turtle shell. It's
worthy.
so cool. And then lastly, we went out to hunt some roads for some, we were hoping for some fossil shells and calcite, and instead we found that they replaced the fill with new fill material. And instead I found like 4 echinoids.
Oh man. Oh,
Big
that
echinoids.
is
I was
so
so excited.
cool. Yes.
Coolest part about this one is it has shells of other echinoids all over the bottom of it.
Wow.
So
How cool.
when I finally get my micro abrasion kit going, I am absolutely coming back and prepping these because they have really nice detail. So if you see where's, oh hey, I can gesture with this fossil. So you see all those little tiny bumps?
Yeah.
All those little tiny white dots. There would actually be a spike coming off of that. This is a sea urchin. See
so
that
cool.
star pattern right there.
Oh yeah.
It's a little bit of weathering, but man, I was so excited. Even made cooler by the fact that these are not supposed to be in that part of Florida, which means that fill definitely came from somewhere else because they are absolutely not supposed to be in that area.
Oh, what a cool find. What an Easter egg.
Yeah, exactly. It was awesome. Yeah, and that was like literally the day before we left. So that was like the last hunting I could get in. I got a good send off with freaking echinoids. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that is everything.
Wow. Wow, that was an extravaganza to beat all.
And I was being very picky. I did not bring a lot of stuff. So watch last week's video and watch next week's video. Either, actually, I don't know. It's the other hunt is either coming out this week or next week. I don't remember which yet. But yeah, if you want to see all of the finds, go watch those 2 videos.
Wow. Yes, definitely. We have a, since you're the guest, we have a lightning round of questions from the Discordians.
I can do that
because you know they hardly know you and they want to know more about you. And
okay.
So you know,
I don't talk about myself very often. So
really, you know, feel free that brief answers. So here we go.
I can do that.
So Keeper over on Discord was wondering, have you ever wondered if rocks have feelings?
Yes, I have.
All right.
Next question.
Katie would like to know, why is a duck?
Why is a duck?
Why is
I think
a duck?
to know why is a duck, you first must understand how is a duck or when is a duck. Also, what classifies a duck?
Very good. Yes.
These are the questions.
Discordian Jared asks, what do you have for breakfast? One of the other Discordians guessed 4 fried chickens.
I don't eat breakfast. Long story short, I don't eat breakfast. I'm never hungry until about like noon. So
oh my gosh,
I know that's like super unhealthy and you should eat breakfast, but every time I try to eat breakfast, it like right after I wake up, I just feel gross, sick, and it's like ugh. And I'm never hungry. I'll eat a big lunch, but yeah, I don't ever eat breakfast.
Yeah. You know what? I totally agree with you. I think that, far back in the genetic history, we must be related or something, because
And I have
I'm
always
exactly the
assumed
same.
that. Yeah.
All right. So Keeper also asked, do you recommend heat stroke as part of the Rockhound experience, or is it just a perk?
Oh gosh, I've gotten heat stroke while rock hunting before. Katie did. I was with her when that happened.
Yeah,
That was
Keeper's gym.
one of the. Oh my gosh, that was terrifying. Like honestly, that was horrifying. I don't recommend anyone do that. Like my brain short circuited and I like legitimately could not form words. Like I tried talking and like in my brain, I know what I'm trying to say, but my mouth would not like actually say what I was trying to say. Like it was honest. It freaked me out. So
Dude,
if you can
a
avoid
quiet
it,
Theo would freak everybody out.
yeah, well, it wasn't quiet. It was like, I want to say this sentence, but what comes out is like stuttering.
Ooh.
Like,
Yeah, that sounds
you know, when
awful.
you trip over your words and you just kind of like stutter a few times, like it's that. Like you're trying to speak sentences, but it's all just incoherent. Oh my gosh, it
Whoa.
was terrifying. I did not like it. Sorry, ramble over.
Yikes. That's what they wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. And then finally, Ken G inquires, if you could only have one shoe, which one would it be, left or right?
I'm super right-handed. I've talked about this on the show before. My left hand is useless. It's basically a holster and that's it. So I would, but the rule is that whatever your dominant hand is, the opposite foot is dominant. So I'd say probably my left shoe.
All right. Okay. Excellent.
I never said it makes sense, but there's a reason behind it.
And he shall walk in a large circle. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. There you go, Discordians. Thank you so much for the questions. Yeah, really quick, I'm going to go ahead and blur through my shows and tells. And so thank you so much, Theo, for it felt like we went on vacation with you.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. Oh, don't let me forget to send pictures of all those finds to Kyle, because I'm sure you could see most of them, but some of them I'm sure are going to need some pictures.
Yeah, he will hunt you down.
I know.
I think we should be good. Hopefully.
Okay. You're like, I don't want to do that.
All right. So we headed out east to go split boarding, snowboarding at Anthony Lakes in Northeast Oregon, where the powder is fabled. And so we had a nice dumping of snow. We took the gorge out there, had never been up that way. So that was amazing. The Columbia River Gorge. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
and
cool.
Then, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you see any sturgeon?
Yeah, they were all breaching, like alongside
like whales,
the car. Yeah.
They were spy hopping like orcas.
Yeah. Well, we had been up to 3 Mile to do some kite boarding during our honeymoon, and that was like, and it was really brief. We just like went up and then came back down. So I saw this like little part of the gorge, like one place, kind of. And so that wasn't anything, like that.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I've been to the gorge. No.
Yeah.
So we rented an incredibly cool cabin that had, we went in and we are like, okay, let's get warm, let's light a fire. This huge piece of petrified wood was in the hearth.
Yeah, you sent me a picture of that.
It's on there right now. Yeah, Kyle is
so cool
showing it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And there were other bits and pieces of the local minerals. Very cool. And so loved where we stayed, and it just so happened to be gold country. And so
nice.
Yeah. And we were just talking before we started recording about like when you go on a vacation and it has nothing to do with rock hounding.
Yeah.
So I got sick too. I got sick the first day. And so
so we commiserate.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So, I think Steve was like, I feel so bad for her. Let's go to like the rock towns. And so we drove over to Sumter and Granite. And Sumter is an old gold town, and Granite is actually another one that's more of a ghost town, but there's still, some people that live there and some really cool old buildings. And then we just ended up going up this road, a snowy road that Steve wanted to go up. And we were kind of lost, but then we ran across the Red Boy gold mine, an ancient mine from the turn of the last century, right?
Oh, that's
And
so cool.
and we're just like, wow, this is so cool, right? And there just so happens to be this non sequitur of a placard there. And we're like, okay, like that's what this is. And so still, like, Steve's like, we're gonna keep going, and we ended up up at the Fremont Power Station, and this is like, it was built in 1908 to power the Red Boy mine and all the other mines in the area. And I mean, this was all an accident. Like, I did not know we were going up there, and we roll up, and the guy who is the caretaker was just moseying along, like, hey, like we were like an appointment. Hey, come on in, let me give you a private tour. And we're like, psh. And so
that's so
I'm just,
cool.
oh my gosh. And so I included a picture of the control panel. Was of total interest to me. It was completely encased with marble, and the guy explains that it's because, I guess, that's a perfect insulator and ground for it. And so it looks like it belongs in like some fancy hotel in 1908 San Francisco or something. It's got brass fixtures for like the big power things. And I mean,
that's so cool.
Yeah, we were just so surprised by the coolness of that whole area. And so we're definitely going back when it thaw outs. I think I included in Sumter, there's a picture of the dredge, the old gold dredge in the snow, and it's just a huge building, and it was just responsible for tons of gold. And
that is so cool.
such a neat place. And so that was all sort of just like, okay, well, we're gonna turn the truck towards home. Let's just
like, especially like just stumbling upon that by accident, like that's so awesome.
Yeah, we just love that.
So cool.
So I wanted to share that. And then as soon as I got home, it's been pretty inclement. Like I said, we've been having snow and stuff like that. And so I brought out the sunstones to play with, and
that is so pretty.
This is there's a Schiller sunstone right there, and then this is silver and copper, and I thought I'd just put it setting into a canyon.
Heck yeah.
And so that we were driving home, and we're like going through the John Day area in the sun setting, and I was so inspired because you've got those like the John Day River and these and that's where all those fossils are. I mean, it's just a really neat place. It was really hard to drive by those and not go. We were like driving home.
I bet.
I'm like,
like, can we just stop really quick?
Hey, fossils. Those have feelings,
Yes, they do. So they for sure.
When we go by. So anyways, there's probably going to be a video on our little trip, even though it wasn't like super rock related. It was, and there was some neat discoveries. And so I'm gonna do a video about that. And and so that's kind of my shows and tells. And that would leave us with some words of wisdom if you've got some.
I do. My words of wisdom this week are: it is never too late to start having fun. And that ties heavily back onto my trip. Yes, start having fun, people. No, like that ties completely back to my trip. I was so pumped to be in Florida and go do stuff and go explore and go rock hunting and go fishing and just enjoy being in a place where it isn't, freezing nice and like 80 degrees, and I can go outside in shorts and a t-shirt and go to the beach and enjoy palm trees, and then bam, just like that, bedridden for almost a full week. And I was feeling real sorry for myself, thinking all is lost, the rest of this trip is pointless, because Alexis and her grandparents Her grandpa went out to the beach one of the days. I was bedridden. They went out on his boat to go fishing one of the days. I'm stuck at home by myself. And I'm like, obviously I want them to go have fun, even if I can't join them, but I'm still sitting there feeling like, man, this sucks.
Yeah, misery.
I'm like, I hurt. I'm uncomfortable. I don't feel good. This is not fair that they're out on a sunny beach just vegging right now. But I got out of my own head, tried making it work, then I too soon actually. But it felt even more like all is lost, and I was like, no, you know what, stop feeling sorry for yourself. We're gonna make as much, we're gonna make this worth it with how much time we have left. Like, I will give up any relaxed days. We're going nonstop until we leave. And oh my gosh, we packed so much stuff into 1 week. It was crazy. It was so much fun. And honestly, like, it still felt like a 2-week trip, even though I spent an entire week of that in bed because of how much stuff we did on that second week. So
wow,
it's never too late to start having fun. Just stop feeling sorry for yourself. I'm talking to myself right now, and get out there and go do something. Unless you're sick. And if you're sick, go wait till you're better. Don't go too soon. Otherwise you'll lay yourself out for longer like I did.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I so second that so much. Like the first day, I got some like, I was actually hiking my board up. The ski place was closed, and we were going to split board and do like the sort of backcountry, but on the ski area. And I was already like, something's the matter. And so I got like a few runs in, and I was just like, okay. And I ended up sitting in the truck while Steve took some runs, and that was like, and then, tormented all night long, and went, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it. We're here. And I walked one time, and I was like, my head was throbbing so hard, and I'm sitting there in the snow, like putting my bindings on, and I was like, I don't want to do this.
Exactly. Because like in your brain, you're like, man, I came here. I'm not going to miss out on this. And then you go and try to force it. And your body's like, are you really having fun though?
It was so bad. I'm like looking around like, this is so beautiful and so perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah, so I definitely feel that.
Yeah. And so my words of wisdom, those were stellar, is get lost. And then get found. But get lost. So amazing, some of the unexpected things that you can find. And so
that's the slogan for Montana. I'm not actually joking either. Like, you can buy bumper stickers. It's just Montana and it says get lost. It's like a big company. Like, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Like every other car you see will have a get lost sticker on it.
And they're not just, it's not a suggestion. Like,
no, yeah, it's like
other people's license plates. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like...
Got it. Right on. Okay, so you guys all know what to do as far as you know where to find Theo on social media and stuff, right? Thank you so much for
all
coming
the socials
on,
except for all the ones that I'm not on.
Right. And I think that you should come back and be on the show again. Like, we need to have you back.
Like, hostile takeover, just come back in like a host capacity.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, we should probably.
We'll talk more after we're done.
Yeah. Your people can talk to our people.
See, we get that
Meanwhile, you guys know what you need to do. Send in your shows and tells to the email in the description. We will be airing that as soon as the email box fills up, and we want to see your pretties. And you can share your pretties all week long in between podcasts over on our Discord, where we chat about everything. It's everything. So, but like-minded people, we nerd out and we're like, gosh, nobody else really ever wants to talk about this. So it's a good time. So
Yeah.
so send me an email and I'll send you an invite back to that. And otherwise, you know that you need to get out there and do some getting lost and bouncing back and all that good, don't give up and all that good stuff.
Unless you're in Montana, in which case I feel you and I'm sorry. We can't really go much of anywhere at the moment. But...
Well, yeah. I guess like they closed
Soon, though.
Portland too or something
Yeah.
that. So all right. Have fun. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week and bye for now.
Bye.